Hello, I'm Cabal Amat, and welcome back to episode 16 of Rule the Waves 2 Let's Play Japan. To recap, we're at war with France, and we've conquered one of their colonies, which is Kwangchu Wan, and we're now trying to invade Annam. So if we look at what we've got in Southeast Asia, Japan has 7 battleships and battle cruisers, whereas France just has 4. And we've also got 4 aircraft carriers, whereas they've just got 1. So we seem to be ahead in terms of the level of force. So let's play the next move. Fleet battle, invasion battle. Excellent. This will give us a chance to destroy their fleet. 14 destroyers unable to take part. Attack enemy ships in general. And the Americans have joined our force. Excellent. So let's see what we've got. So looking at our force, we have, in our main force, we have 3 battleships armed with 15 or 16-inch guns. In our scout force, we have the Chinto and the Potawatomi, which are both armed with 15-inch guns, and 2 older battleships, the Acoma and Satsuba. So that's a total of 7 battleships. We also have the American battleship, the Alabama, which is quite interesting, and it's armed with 9 18-inch guns and has a speed of 27 knots. It's also quite decently armoured, so that's a very powerful ship. So I'm glad the Americans have brought that. Now let's look at the disposition of our fleets. The invasion force is back here. The scout force is round about here, and the main force is here. So that's the main battleship group, the American battleship, and the Kaga. So that's our main force, that's our scout force, and that's the invasion transports. Now the main force and the scout force have each got 4 battleships, so they're roughly equal in terms of power. Let's have a look to see where we need to get to. So we're getting to this destination here above Camaran Bay. Okay, so what we need to do then is move all our forces in that direction. The enemy will probably be round about here somewhere or round about here. The first thing we need to do is get a search pattern up for our aircraft carrier, and this suggests that the enemy will be round about here somewhere. So I'm going to extend that. Oops. And I'll reduce the range a bit because we don't really care about stuff that's really far away. That's about as far as we care about, which is 250 miles. So we'll okay that. And we'll also do a search pattern for our scout force, which will be a bit smaller, a bit shorter. Oops, wrong one. Search pattern. That can be a bit shorter, and we'll again, oops, we'll make it so it covers everything, or just about everything. Okay, now let's start. Ships really want to go in this direction. I think these ones want to be going roughly in this direction too. So where's the sodding enemy? More important, where's my invasion force gone? Oh, wonderful. They're probably back there somewhere, God knows what they're doing. Right, I'm gonna. Oh, hang on. I've got some aircraft. Okay. We've actually got a sight of the enemy. I'm actually going to move my secondary force, the scout force, back a bit because I want to protect it. I am worried about this. I think the enemy's going to try some shenanigans, like trying to creep up behind my ships or something. Where's the sodding enemy then? Ah, hang on, we've got something here. What's this? One battleship. Okay, we've got reports of one battleship. Let's have a look and see how many battleships the French have got left. We've sunk quite a few of them. We've sunk 3 of them, but they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 left, of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, these are all buildings. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got 9 left, of which 2 have got 15-inch guns. 3 have got 14-inch guns. So roughly speaking, there's 5 that are good ones and 4 that are not quite as good. So what I'm going to do now, we seem to have got something there. I'm going to move this force this way, full speed. These seem to be overtaken by the transports. They seem to use quite fast transports for the invasion fleet. Yeah, I think that probably wants to be about 15 or 16 on that one. And where are you, enemy? Well, if they don't want to fight, they don't want to fight, do they? Ah. Right. So we've got a CVL here or here. So these are now fanning out to see if they can find the enemy. How this lot going on? These need to course correction. More CVL up here. I've got no idea where the ships are supposed to be. I don't think they're down here at all, lumped together. Slow this down to 20 knots and put it here. Oh, what have we got in terms of are they actual? Got something there or just a report? Okay, it's just a report. Set for force. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Nothing much is happening, and God knows what's happening here. Let's want to go this way. This looks to see what be where the merchant ships are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these here. And I'm going to make them stationary 0 knots, set for force. And these ones, my main force, what we're going to do with these is we're going to put them all under AI control. AI control. AI control. AI control. AI control. And that's under AI control already. They're going to go there. And now they're in the entrance to that bay, I'm going to put them on to patrol, and we'll wait for something to happen. And all we have to do now is wait. The enemy have come to us. Excellent. So that's let's go to our battle division, and that's that way. It's probably going to be a few pinpricks or something, isn't it? Ah, they've got a big force. Okay, that's good. We'll send these against them as well. This gives us an excellent opportunity to destroy France's battle fleet. And it's an opportunity that I absolutely intend to take up. Let's have a look at this force here. These are the American destroyers that were with the Alabama. This is our destroyers. No, it's not. This is our battleships. Our destroyers are here. And they're going to make a straight line for the enemy ships. And so is our cruiser. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 ships. Do we know what type they are? Well, we know that we just know they're BBs. Okay. I don't want to get too close to them because at these ranges, it's quite likely that one or more of my ships will get sunk. So what I want to do is use my destroyers to torpedo them. And that's going to go there. And I'm going to put my destroyers on flotilla attack because that makes it more likely that they will use torpedoes. What are these doing? These heavy cruisers can. Enemy ship. These ships are going to do a runner. I don't particularly care if the American ship gets sunk. In fact, given that we might be at war with them in future, on the balance it's probably a good thing if it does get sunk. It's probably for that reason that in gameplay purposes, for purposes of gameplay, it only gives a small number of your ally ships to you in a battle, because otherwise players would be able to sacrifice their ally ships because there's no loss particularly. I mean, you're losing points, but you're going far more by sinking. If today's ally might be tomorrow's enemy, and if you sink their ships, that's a right messed up battle, isn't it? So it's absolutely impossible to tell what's happening here. Heavy damage. Let's have a look at my battleships. That's the Miyoko. That's been hit 8 times and scored 5 hits. That's probably going to be quite badly damaged. So this can get as far away as possible. This battleship, I've got 3 battleships. I've only been hit once. That's hit 3 times. That's hit 10 times. That's 10 hits, and that's only hit once. So they seem to have come out okay from this battle. Look how close the French are to my transports. I'm not happy with that at all. I think I might end up losing a few ships. This one's mostly destroyed. 11 heavy hits. Your average light cruiser is not going to survive that. Right, so where are we? This can go here. Brennus has been hit by another torpedo. Let's bring the Alabama in. Marengo hit by torpedo. We can find out what types of these ships these are. So Brennus is 8 15-inch guns, so that's a good modern ship. Marengo, again, that's 8 14-inch guns and it's quite slow, so that's quite an old ship. And this one here is another Marengo. And he's got another one here. So he's got 3 Marengos and a Brennus. Well, Marengos aren't particularly good ships, and their armour is quite weak, and they're not vastly well armed, so we seem to be. Which one's Shori? It's not that one. Is it this one of these? Yeah, Shori is this one here. So he's scored 20 hits, but he's been hit by 5 heavy shells and is quite badly damaged. I want to get this battleship here. This is one we have control over. Yes, it is. Ligatori. These cruisers both look quite badly damaged. 92%. Right. These ships down here are going to be attacked by these 3 ships. Is that a Marengo? No, that's a Brennus. Okay, I think these 2 have been disabled. This one looks like it's mostly disabled. It's certainly stationary now. And this battleship here is still moving, but it looks like it's been badly damaged. So the important thing now is to damage this one. Which one's a coma? Actually, we can. That one's a coma, has been hit by a torpedo. Is it badly damaged? It's an old ship, which means it's not very good at standing up to being torpedoed. So that's not a good thing. I'll probably move that. I may move that this way a bit so it doesn't get badly damaged. Now let's see what his Brennus is doing. On damage, heavy fire, Alabama. Hit the thing 6 times. I think we can safely say that 6 18-inch guns is not going to do it any good at all. That's sinking. These are probably quite badly damaged, so. Okay. Looks like the Brennus is trying to escape. This Marengo is quite badly damaged, so I think my Chintown's Saharan. I think they're going to go round to these ones, give them a bit of a pounding, and then go back to the Brennus. Brennus is hit by 2 torpedoes. That Marengo looks quite badly damaged now. I think we're going to slow down and give the Marengo working over. These can all go towards the Marengo. These ones were going towards their ship here, so let's slow this down. It's got 8 torpedoes, which is good. And quite cunning of the enemy to decide to attack me in darkness. It's quite a it makes sense as a stratagem for them. Marengo hit by lots of torpedoes. Let's bring that alongside the Brennus. 5 knots, that's well and truly destroyed, isn't it? Yeah, none of these French ships are going to escape from this battle. Now, where are we with this Marengo here? Get these unruly destroyers and check. Where's the American ship? That's a good tool. Oops. Alabama hit by a torpedo. Transport 1 hit by a torpedo. Brennus hit by a torpedo. Enemy ship CA. Where's the CA? I don't think they've got CA. They've got CL here. I think that's just a misidentification. Whatever it is, it's being hit by torpedoes. I really can't see their ships lasting much longer now. Their Brennus is let's have a look at the Alabama Sea. I mean, yes, I've still only scored 6 hits. Mind you, that number there, the number of hits it's scored, that's very often wrong, because if you do the log entries later on for things that have been hit by it, they come to a different value, so that's a bug. Whether the battleships is blown up, I think it's probably one of those two, or maybe that. So they've got this ship here and this ship here. The Brennus sunk. I don't see how much longer this light cruiser can last. I mean, realistically, if it's being fired on by something like 6 battleships at point blank range, and that's their cruiser sunk. Right, so let's have a look at the battle division. That can go here. the scout division can go a bit more inside. Scout division can go out. I've sunk most of my transports, oh well. So in one sense their attack was actually quite successful, and he did actually manage to sink my transports. But in another sense it was very unsuccessful because he managed to sink most of his ships as well. So let's wait for the end, so that's for that time elapsed. Unfortunately, I think this invasion's been unsuccessful now. Do you want to win the scenario? Yes. Okay, so all but one of our transports was sunk and we lost 3 destroyers. But the French lost 4 battleships, 1 light cruiser and 1 destroyer. Unfortunately, their light aircraft carrier and 2 of their destroyers escaped. So that's a victory by any standards. Let's see how sunk their ships were. So the Brennus was... Oh, the Gauloise was sunk by a total of 185 heavy shells. Oh, and 6 torpedoes. So it's not surprising that that sunk. It actually managed to score 25 hits, though, which is not bad. Let's have a look to see which one of my ships was the most successful in terms of gunfire. So looking at my battle line, these ones here, the most successful was the Chin Tao with 28 hits, which was 11% of all shots, and that was actually hit 8 times, and that's 8 15-inch guns, so that's 15-inch shells, 28 hit, 22 6-inch, and even 33 4-inch hits. And what about the American ship? The Alabama scored only 6 hits, which is not really a great deal. Oh well. I don't think that invasion has been successful. Well, let's see if it has. Japanese major victory. See, now this is what's wrong with the game. It says our troops landed in Annam, but they can't because 7 of their 8 transports were sunk. You know, I won the naval victory, but unfortunately my transports were lost. So I'm not complaining. Now if we look at where the French are now, they've only got 5 battleships. And of those 5 battleships, they've got a lot of their ships are in Northern Europe. They've got 3 battleships here. In Southeast Asia, they've just got 1 heavy cruiser, 4 light cruisers, and a light aircraft carrier. So they're totally no threat to us now. We've also got a lot more money. So what I'm going to do is invade their next colony along. So we conquered that one. We're going to grab this one and then this one. So Cochin China, yes. And because we've got some money, we can now try to complete the construction of some of these ships. I'm going to resume this one first because it's the nearest to being built. And I'm also going to do 2 of these. So that will, we've still got a positive balance now, which is good. Let's have a look at our submarine situation. We're building a load of submarines. When they're all built, our balance will get even more positive, so that's also good. And that's the end of episode 16. Thank you for watching, and look forward to seeing you back on the next episode. As always, if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button.